First of all, our first speaker for the evening, I've been really excited to hear what he has to say. Emanuelee, Outspoken Bean, has a fitting story for the beginning of an evening of speeches and tales from our speakers. Bean is best known for his local Houstonian poetry slam collective, Metaphor. The story of his involvement in slam events across Texas combines a series of reflections with insight into the power of bringing people together to practice the art of language at the ground level. Bean has organized, advocated, and even demanded, when necessary, for support in organically producing nationally recognized award-winning poetry teams, comprising poets ranging from high school age to adulthood. He has a way with his words and a tale to go with it. And here he's here to deliver an appropriate beginning to tonight's speeches. Everybody give a huge round of applause for Emanuelee, Outspoken Bean.
Hello? Y'all can hear me in the back? Yeah? I know you can hear me in the front. Y'all are just overexcited. But the people in the back, y'all can hear me? Awesome. Cool. All right. They told me to give them a thumbs up when I'm ready. I'm not quite ready. Come on, man. All right, here we go. So, my name is Outspoken Bean. I came up with that name from my brother when he passed, and I try to be as debonair as possible when I perform. But it wasn't always that way. At Prairie View A&M, I started getting into performance poetry, poetry slam with a group of friends, and we would try to do our best in order to like get our words out and be that way, right? Now, it started way back in San Antonio, Texas, at this place called Sam's Burger Joint when I first did my first slam, and I knew nothing about poetry slam. I walked in, performed, and then walked off, and the next week when I came, they're like, hey, you advanced to the next round. And then after that, I wind up going back to Prairie View, and I started just diving right in, doing open mics at a local coffee shop called Jasmine's, and I started Prairie View Productive Poets, and then I started doing open mics and producing shows on a big scale at Prairie View A&M. And then in 2007, my senior year, I created a team out of vengeance of another school because I felt we were better than them with no proof. So I did that and came our first poetry slam team called Prairie View Productive Poets. And we were broke, so we would throw parties with underage drinking, right? And we wind up raising money to do so, and it was awesome. And that was one of our events. It's called Speakeasy Affairs. And then we had raised enough money for us to register, and then we called the teams here in Houston, the slam teams here in Houston. We called them out because we were cocky, and they came out, and we didn't know if we were going to win, but I looked like we were. And we did, and I did C2. And then we were still short of money, and so I was like, oh, shit, how are we going to do, oh, man, how are we going to do this? And so I bribed the president, and he wound up giving us money to go to our first regional competition. He gave us $10,000 to go to a regional competition here at U of H and to go to nationals, and that was our first time. So we won regionals. We wound up winning regionals, we won nationals, and then we were like excited. We had put a lot of time, a lot of effort into that. That's like a 4-month span. That's me in the middle. And, we were just ready to go to New Mexico and do things. And then I graduated after we did that. And I came back to Houston, or not back, I came to Houston. And I wind up finding out about there was youth, a movement of youth that wanted to do spoken word, and I got Dawn to be the head coach of Metaphor Houston. And that was the first year I ever heard of Brave New Voices, and we went to Chicago, and we did extremely well. And I learned so much from these young people, from their writing, from how they were, how vulnerable and honest they were. And then in 2010, I met my idol, the only guy that's white in the middle. His name is Buddy Wakefield. He's from Houston as well. And my young people were just on fire and ready to write about all ills of the world. And then we kept going. And every year we grew as a program. We wind up having in 2011, which is this year, we wind up having about 100 young people trying to make the team. In 2012, we dropped a little bit because of funding issues, and I was actually about to leave, so we only went with 4 people to Brave New Voices, which was in Berkeley. But then writers in the schools threw us the alley-oop and gave us opportunity to join with them. And that was one of the best things that's happened for Metaphor. Not one of the best thing that happened for Metaphor Houston. And now we're reaching about 13 to 1,500 young people a year. The congresswoman, she tried to play me, but I made her take a picture with me at one of our finals. Now we're reaching about 1,500 young people a year, all through spoken word. And in 2013, that's when we had I like to call it the super team, when we went to nationals in Chicago, Illinois, and came back 4th in the nation at that time. And as you can see, we were happy about it. So Outspoken Bean is someone that is a person that sees an idea, sees a vision, and just goes ahead and just does it. And I just want to inspire people to keep doing that in this life. And that's it. Thank you.